Hi, little Adam Goat Boy Gadahn. It's your worst fucking nightmare, an American woman. And I am sick and tired of your little video, so I figured I would send you one to tell you how not afraid, much less terrorized I am of your dogmatic nonsense and animalistic behavior, no matter how beast-like you and your pals become. So, don't misconstrue America's righteous hatred for you and your barbaric aggression as some sort of religious crusade. At least not on our part. Consider it military retribution in equal measure. True Americans have no fear because we don't start shit. See, we finish it. Not you, little Adam. You're a little shit starter, not a zealot. Apparently, your misguided childhood, with no thanks to your hippie free love parents, has warped your brain into thinking that somehow you have a higher calling to a higher power to be an asshole. You are hardly of the ilk to commit your soul to anything other than your own misdirected bitterness towards your family and country and God knows what else. Your fellow cave dwellers know that. They're just too afraid to speak for themselves. So they use you as their idiot mouthpiece. I guess what I'm saying is you're a spoiled, ungrateful loser. And if you were living in the 70s, you would have joined the Jonestown Clan. If you had a pubic hair in the 80s, you'd have been with the Branch Davidian cult. My solace is knowing that regardless of the decade, you will end up the same way. Very dead. You are simply a whining brat railing against the U.S. system, and even the idiots you hang out with are aware of that. They know because they were alive during the 70s and 80s, you moron. Zawahiri, your head wackadoo, is a pediatrician, for God's sake. He knows the stuff our youth is made of these days, how deep their ingratitude runs and how easy their bitterness and desperation is to steal and use. He also knows how selfish and shallow this nation has become, you being the perfect poster child. Despite most reports from our media to the contrary, there are some Americans that are grateful to your good Dr. Frankenstein Wahiri and the mindless villagers that follow him. And on behalf of those Americans, I personally would like to thank your buddies for getting you the hell out of my country and into their caves. Thank God the good doctor will assure you never step 1 foot on U.S. soil again with your head attached or while you're breathing. Your pediatrician knows your zeal will only last as long as your tantrum. God, Adam, don't you get it? When that fades, you're going to start crying like a little girl. You, Adam, are not made of their stuff, nor are you of them. How can I prove this? Well, they would never deny one of their own. Not you. You've shown them that you have no intrinsic allegiance to anyone, including your own. Sadly, like many in the U.S. today. It's obvious if you feel wounded or unsatisfied, you'll attempt to flee or destroy your own, as I said, the behavior of a selfish, raging child. Wah, wah, wah is all I hear when you talk. Here's one thing the good doctor hasn't factored into the equation. Many of us know you're full of shit, and some of us are glad they will eventually saw your fucking head off for being a traitor. The liberals over here won't let us saw your head off, so I guess your buddies got one thing right. The proper punishment for a traitor. How fortunate you're over there so they can extract it with a very dull blade and the ACLU can't step in. Goat boy, it's sad, because you're about as important, powerful, and interesting as you feel that you are, which is of course not at all, and even girls mock your infantile stabs at hubris and your grandiose displays of unappraisal. And I'm just wondering, have you ever done anything right in your life, you pathetic excuse for either side? I mean, now in an attempt to get even with our system, you're gonna die. Talk about cutting off your head to spite your face. You don't think so? Yeah. Here's more proof of your precarious situation, aside from your pork-contaminated body, and I can smell your pig stink from over here. If I were your buddies, I wouldn't trust you for a second. I too know the American mind and how it has been indoctrinated to cry over every little pain and desperately attempt to prevent harm at any cost. The fragility of mind in which you were raised makes you like a gun with which the user is never sure if it will fire the bullet forward or backward, and only in desperate circumstances would such a weapon be used. Hence, your recruitment. See? After the desperate situation changes, the gun is too dangerous to have around since you can't trust who it will kill, user or enemy. It's already proven that. If one of your buddies showed up claiming to join my cause, sorry, I remember his nutjob friends ecstatically and gleefully watching and or sawing the heads off of innocent civilians. And even I, a dumb blonde girl, would know better than to trust them and let them into my military. However, if I was desperate and needed information from my enemy, and they were the best and or only hope, I'd recruit them in 2 seconds, secretly give orders to kill them if they do anything weird, and definitely kill them when we're done. I, unlike you, however, would not sell out my country or my faith in my Creator. Sorry, your little friends need to know that many Americans are smarter than the media depicts. The rest of this message is for your little group of cave-dwelling crazy people who like to send us videos.